It's very early in the season to be thinking of getting an harvest of anything. But with certain plants, that is possible. All the cold hardy things that we started a few months ago have now been taken from cells once they've grown to this size, and then we've transplanted them into little containers to grow on. I keep going on about container gardening, but if you've got a very small garden and you haven't got an allotment, container gardening's the way forward. You'd be very surprised at just how much you can grow in a very small area using small containers. And I've got a couple of things that we had in greenhouse and then we moved outside. So they've been getting sunlight, they've been getting a natural watering from this rain that we're having all week. And then all of a sudden those plants grow even faster, to a point where today we can take as first harvest of 2024. These are the little containers that we've been growing. Fresh homegrown salad. Once you've had homegrown salad, you'll not buy any of that pre-packed stuff from the supermarket ever again, because salads basically look after themselves. You just need to keep them raised up, and then there's a lot less chance of any slug damage. Keep them cool as well. If you leave them in your greenhouse and it's sunny all day, they're going to shrivel up, which we don't want. But for the sake of a couple of days outside, in these cool temperatures, with a natural watering, this is what happens. We've started them off in those cells that I've just shown you, and then we move them into these containers that we get from Poundland. These are very healthy looking plants, and we've put a mixture in there. I think this is called mixed French salad, but there's loads and loads of varieties out there where you don't have to just have one particular salad, or you could buy single packets and mix them yourself. But these have come on really well. And I've put them in this little caravan mush bowl as well. They're also doing well. Very small area, very small amount of compost. And this is cut and come again salad. So we can cut leaves from it, then leave it, and it will grow all over again. And you'll probably get 3 or 4 cuttings just from a little container. So that's a decent amount of salad. And then we're growing a spinach in the same container. And these we harvest for baby leaf spinach. So once again, that's another variety to add to your meal. And this is the one that we did first. Again, mixed French salad. Look at the growth on these. And some really amazing looking salad there. So once they get to that size, it's time to start taking leaves. And that's going to encourage fresh growth. And this is another container we've been doing, and these are spring onions. We've got one plant that's failed for whatever reason. It might have dried out at some point, but the others are looking really healthy. Multi-sown white Lisbon spring onions. And if you look at that one, it's just started to bulb up. So we've also got spring onions, haven't we? So very small containers, a nice mixture of stuff, and we can keep that going all year long. So what I'm doing today is I'm going to take my first harvest of fresh homegrown salad of this year. And that's very much appreciated so early in the season. Just look at all this amazing salad. Let's take his harvest. So I'm going to cut away all these quite big leaves. We've got really small ones growing in between. So if we just carefully take away this leaf, just cut it near the bottom, we've got a really nice salad leaf. And we'll just keep going along that and only taking the biggest leaves. And I planned on having a salad at some point this week, so it looks like today is that day. That is quite a big one as well. So we'll take that. And this one as well. If you leave them too long, they start to wilt. So you're best taking them as fresh as possible. And this is all coming from just one clump. We'll take that one as well. That's not a bad size at all. And you can see we've trimmed it back quite a bit. Again, not a bad size leaf there.
and that is not a bad size either. So from one area, nice bit of salad, and we'll leave all the rest of this to grow on a bit longer, and we'll move to the next one and we'll do exactly the same thing. Get some of this nice red salad, a bit of colour. And we're going to be doing even more salads as we go through season, and we'll mix things in like rocket as well, because that gives it a nice peppery taste. So I'm taking away leaves at the bottom and leaves that are of a good size. We're trying to keep them off this compost as much as we can. So again, a leaf there, another nice red one, two good sized ones there, and we'll leave rest to grow on, and then we'll have a bit of this. This looks amazing. A really nice salad leaf there. Again, something different. So keep cutting away the big ones, away from bottom. And it's amazing to think that you're going to do all this and then it's all going to grow back in just a few weeks. And I'm going to leave the rest of this to grow on. And then I'm going to take a cutting of this baby leaf spinach. We don't have to wait until this is fully grown. It's even better when you take it like that. So we'll just take a selection of these leaves, and if you look close you can see that we've got lots of tiny little leaves just coming through. So that's why we clip away the bigger ones. I think I'm just going to take a few of these. Just a little bit of something extra to mix in today. And we'll leave rest once again to grow on. A couple of snips, and what an amazing bunch of salad we've got there. All mixed varieties. That's going to look really well on Cidra's plate later on today. And not a bad amount for his first cutting. Knowing all the time that that is now going to grow back even more dense. And we'll just keep taking cuttings of it until we exhaust those containers. But we'll have already sowed seeds for fresh ones. And we can do this all the way through here. That is the best part of container gardening. So if you've not already started off some salad containers, get some started now. Resow seeds in different containers every 2 weeks. And you'll be taking harvests of your very own fresh, homegrown salad all the way through here, right into autumn. And just before I go, thank you so much to Paul Braithwaite for donating to the channel. Really generous of you, Paul, to make that donation, and we'll make sure that gets put to good use as we go through April. So thank you very much for your generosity. So I'm going to get this tucked inside now. We'll get that popped in the fridge. And one tip is, when you get your salad, don't wash it as soon as you take it in. Just take it in as it is, put it in a bag and pop it in the fridge, because that way it'll last a lot longer. Just give it a quick wash before you decide to eat it. Anyway, thank you so much for being part of the channel. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to see what we're doing over the next couple of weeks, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell. I look forward to seeing you then. Take care.